Good morning, brothers and sisters, and all my friends. We are going to talk about Be the Master of Your Own Life and Destiny, Part 6. In this part, we are going to start the process. In the previous 5, we have already established that we are the volunteers here. We choose to come here. We choose our parents. We build our own body. And we build our body according to our earth mission. So we all are students here. And we come to learn the experiential wisdom and evolutionary wisdom which we want to incorporate in our genome to make it immortal lineage, so that our work could be carried on through our children even after we die and go away. So the whole process of taking this cosmic responsibility that we are here because of our own active choice. We are cosmic students. We choose our parents. We build our body according to our earth mission. We clean our slate from all the duality. So we achieve the freedom from the duality, confusions, and all kind of wrong concepts and manipulations coming from the social, political, religious, and many other sources. We have already done that. But as we talked yesterday about our mind is like a golden jug. But in the modern times, because of moral collapse and too much manipulation and the moral idealism of our convenience, we have damaged the bottom of the golden jug, and it's now the leaking bottom, and sometimes there is no bottom, and we have become the bottomless pit in our singularity of all kind of manipulations, deceit, dishonesty, and mask. So we have already cleaned our slate from the duality and all confusions, and we have also built the very strong bottom with the 5 metals of universal truths. The human birth is the greatest cosmic opportunity. The human body is the greatest cosmic instruments in the laboratory. And the human mind is the greatest instrument of co-creation. And we are here not the owners, but as the custodians of the God. And then we have concluded that the only ultimate path is of the universal welfare, where we all contribute to the universal welfare of all and to the universal evolution of everybody towards the divinity. We have done that. Now we have the clean slate, tabula rasa, and we are going to write upon it. And what we are going to write upon it will be our destiny. So when we are going to write the destiny on our slate of the mind, because our mind is a co-creator, so whatever we write on our mind will be materialized. Whether you call that success or failure, choice is ours. And it depends what we write on that slate. And what is the pen and the ink to write on this slate? The pen is the thoughts. The thoughts are the pen, the writing instrument. And what is the ink? The ink is the root cause. And that is our attitude of our mind. the way we look at the world. And this is so beautifully explained by the quantum physics that we are here as quantum observers. When we observe a phenomena in the outside world, or we observe a phenomena by replaying the memory on the internal screen of our mind, the process is the same. So our mind interprets, does the interpretation, what the mind will see in that sight, and that interpretation depends on the attitude. Now there are two ways. You look at the world with the eye of compassion and the universal welfare and the universal empathy and love. Your interpretation, your mind will give you the interpretation about the sight, what we see outside, as a quantum observer. And then our mind will see that there is a collapse of the wave function, and the material world, the particle, will emerge out of the quantum world. So my dear friends, the process is the same, whether it is replaying the memory within on the screen of the mind, any sight, any memory, any event of the past, our mind will give the interpretation. But the real root cause, the ink, is the kind of the color we use of this ink. Are we using a red ink or black ink or green? That's the attitude. So our mind is writing with that ink. And so our mind will give us the interpretation. And that is how, that is where the great wisdom tradition of ancient India analyzed and concluded that this is your eye which makes the difference. And we see the examples all over. Whether we see the mystique symbol of pyramid and an eye on the top, whether that's on the dollar bill or in the mystique books. But the great Rishi, the great scientist of the science of know thyself, the great yogi, the science of yoga, which is the science of knowing thyself, when the Rishi realized that this is my eye, the attitude behind my eye, the color of my ink makes all the difference. And that creates the world. So I'm the creator of the world, myself, my own destiny. I write my own destiny. And my eyes make all the difference. That's the reason he concluded in a beautiful mantra when he says, Sarva bhavantu sukhina, sarva santu niramaya, sarva bhadrani pashantu ma kaschit dukh bhag bhavet. He says, let all the worlds and all the universes be happy, and all the sentient beings come out of the illusion of the grand illusion of Maya and become healthy, the freedom from the duality. That's Niramaya. And then he says, incredible word, Sarva Bhadrani Pashantu. Let everybody see the good in everyone. Let us see good in everyone. That's the attitude. When we will learn, the humanity will learn how to see good in everybody. Every object, the material universe, believe me, my brothers and sisters, we will have the heaven here. That's how to build the heaven. This is the practical process, how to build the heaven. So you start with your own eye. And you choose the attitude, the color of the ink. And when you choose the color of the ink, universal welfare, universal empathy, love and compassion, you are creating a world, and you are creating at the same time your own destiny. You are writing your own destiny. At the same time, you are writing destiny of the whole world. You are so powerful. Please realize that our mind is very powerful co-creator. We create our own destiny, but we also create the destiny of the whole universe at the same time, through the way we look at the world. And that's the reason it goes to say, and it says so beautifully, Jaisi drasti, vaisi srasti. The way you look at the life or the world, your eye, the kind of the eye, decides the kind of the universe or the kind of the creation you will have around. My dear friends, our thoughts are the words, alphabets. We write sentences. We write our destiny through our thoughts. And if we entertain a thought more than 3 times, believe me, you have given entry to that thought in your house. It becomes your family member. So if you have given entry to the thoughts, which are thoughts of dishonesty, deceit, masking, all kind of manipulation, all kind of justifications, and all kind of moral idealism of convenience, just which suits you, believe me, you will have your own house full of the family of devil. You will have them all the time dancing, and especially in the night time when you sleep, they won't let you sleep, my dear brothers and sisters, because you have a devil's family. You have given entry in your own house to the devil and his army and his associates, and they are no good, believe me. They are trouble creators. And why they are trouble creators? Because they are focused only on temporary gain, temporal gain. Their circle of compassion is very small. All they care is their selfish gain, the greed and gluttony and their profits. Whether it operates the same method, whether this process operates on the global level, within, as below so above, as above so below, as within so outside, as outside it is within. The great law of correspondence. So when we give entry to these patterns, these family of devil, which have very small circle of operation, and their circle of compassion is very small. Their compassion only is concerned about their selfish nature and their selfish gains. And my dear friend, these kind of thoughts are detrimental, suicidal, and they are self-defeating, because they have very little content of compassion for anybody else. So that's the way for separatism. And today, the pandemic, the great disease, the global disease of too much extreme individualism, where people are concerned only about themselves, doesn't matter what happens. So they all have very small temporal patterns, circle of compassion of their thoughts. So there's the whole devil's family they carry on their bus, on their family bus. All the passengers are the devil's army. So we need to write our destiny with the pain, with our eye, the quantum observer, with the ink, the attitude of compassion and love and the universal empathy. And these thoughts, which are all inclusive, universal empathy, love and compassion, kindness, honesty, non-judging, these are including everybody, and these are kind to everyone. And these thoughts have greater compassion. These thoughts have the content which is greater compassion and the big circle of compassion. They include everybody. They care for everybody's happiness. And when we have this great circle of compassion where we care for everybody, then the Rishi will definitely sing and pray, Sarva Bhavantu Sukhina, Sarva Santu Niramaya, Sarva Bhadrani Pashantu. Let us all see good in everybody. When we see good in everybody, believe me, everybody becomes good because they are basically good. This is our problem, not the problem of other people, that they are bad and good. This is our problem. So we have to learn how we look at the world, on which kind, the color of the ink we are using, the attitude, and the kind of thoughts we are writing our destiny with. So if our thoughts are very limited, of the temporal gains, with a limited circle of compassion, with a limited content of compassion, those thoughts are temporal, and we will have terrible struggle and a battlefield, our own consciousness, because the whole devil's army we carry within, and that devil's army will create our destiny outside, and we will have so much struggle, so many problems outside, and we will create the hell on earth. This is what we have done already, because there are millions and billions of the people. 90% of the humanity is suffering. Just about 10% people, and we talk about the great civilization. No, my dear friends, my brothers and sisters, we need to correct our course of the ship. And we have to be very careful about our thoughts. We have to be very careful about the ink we are using, the attitude of the mind, and we have to be very careful the way we look at the world as the quantum observers, because we are the co-creators, and we collapse the wave function and we create the particle. We are the co-creators. So our thoughts are very important, and we have to be very, very careful. Thank you very much, and have a very, very beautiful day, and have a very beautiful morning. Thank you very much.